Cam, I've given up talking about tactics. Innit? It's like, I know that's your thing, and you've said what tactics 3 games ago, I think it was, whatever. Liverpool it was, and he's still here. We don't have an obvious candidate in Conte anymore. What now?
Well, I'm watching Bordeaux PSG tonight and praying for a big win for Bordeaux, put it that way. Poch is close to getting sacked, and hopefully it happens soon, because I think that's the only one that the board are even thinking about at the moment. They've got no plan. They wanted Poch before they got OLE. They're probably thinking, you know what, if he was sacked now, we'd probably get him. So I'm just hoping for that. But today was bad, really, really bad. I think what summed it up for me today was the reaction to Van der Beek warming up, because that's not just about Donny Van der Beek. That's about everything OLE does. That is symbolic of everything with OLE. He's left him out, given him no chances, and you see from the reaction from the fans, as many people as claim they're OLE in or whatever, if you're giving Van der Beek that kind of reception, you're disagreeing with the manager. You're disagreeing with everything he's done, every way he sets his team up, everything he stands for, basically. So that reaction told you everything you need to know about the state of United right now.
I think he's lost the players.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. It's all the stories came out after the Liverpool game. It's only a few of the English players and a couple of the foreign overseas players he gives chances to that actually trust him. And you see Maguire and Shaw. I don't know how they're still playing.
Look, Shaw was unbelievable last year. Yeah. Took that form into the Euros. Unbelievable. Scores in the final. Gets assists. Amazing. This season, what's happened to him? And then, like you said, the pair of them together, it's like, God rest their souls, the Chuckle Brothers. Yeah. Well, only one of them's passed away, but you know what I mean. Do you know, it's like the Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah, no, it really is. I think it must be just the mental effect, because not many of the England players are playing well who've been in that squad for the Euros. Only Declan Rice really is playing at the top of his game. Just mentally, that's probably the most intense period of football I've ever experienced. Home crowd, Euros in your own country, getting to the final, going a goal up in the final 5 minutes in, then not winning it. So that's obviously taken its toll. But then I don't know how he's not dropping them. And you talk about we could do tactics later or whatever, but technically, the most basic stuff. Maguire, every pass out to Shaw, it's bouncing. You're a professional football player, can you not play it on the ground? Because every time it's bouncing, he's got to take an extra touch. City players there, can't move it beyond him. Well, come on, if we go tactics, I said at the start of the game, I actually tweeted it, because Pep said in his interview before the game, someone asked him, why is Grealish not playing? He said, I want a left footer on the left and a right footer on the right. And why? Because he's predicted a back 5. He knows if his wingers are high and wide, our wing backs are getting pinned back, there's no way we're getting out. And that's exactly what happened. We've all seen it coming. Every time Ole's gone with a back 5 against City, we've really, really struggled. Because it's not like there's 3 strikers to mark. It's not like Liverpool where there's 3 inside forwards there. Their wingers are always wide. It's about late runs from the box. And if you're doing a back 3 against that, they've got to come out. They've got to step 10, 15 yards and engage with the players up the pitch. So they can't make those late runs into the box. They didn't do it. It was bad. And you talk about our pressing. So actually, I want to say, yeah, we'll come to pressing, but it looked like he set them out. He's told them, because obviously after Liverpool, where we did try and press, it didn't work. He's told them at the start, just sit back, be compact, don't let them play through you. For 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they tried it, and it looked like something changed. When De Gea hit that kick long, it looked like straight after that, the whole stadium erupted, obviously. It's been long enough. It was a goal. Yeah, it's been long enough, but as soon as he hit it long, it's like the whole place, the players, something just clicked. They're like, you know what, sod what he's asked us to do. We're going to get up in their faces, we're going to press. We won the ball back a few times, but it was so disjointed. And if you look at our pressing, on their goal kicks, we know what they do. They split the centre-backs. So what we did, we had the front 2 of Ronaldo and Greenwood. They both took the centre-backs, and then no one even thought, you know what do they do if the centre-backs are both marked? Every time. You can tell me. Anyone here can tell me. They just drop a midfielder in. Keeper plays that pass straight through to the midfielder, taking out our front 2, and they're out. Sometimes Fred came with him, and then McTominay wasn't behind him, so they just he'd rotate out and a different midfielder comes in. And sometimes McTominay did come with him. If that happened, they just went wide and played it straight back into the space behind Fred and McTominay. It was embarrassing. As soon as we switched to the 4-2-3-1, it was just as bad.
I'm with that, and that's what I was saying. It's like, you play a 4-2-3-1 against Liverpool, get ripped apart, and it wasn't just against Liverpool. It happened against Atalanta, it happened against Villarreal, it happened against Aston Villa here at home. All the games that we've messed up in, it happened. Leicester away. You play a back 5 and you're still conceding the same type of chances you concede even if you're in a 4-2-3-1. Yeah. That tells me that it's not even about the missing puzzles or the missing parts of it's about the coaching. It doesn't matter what system you put out, what formation you put out, what players you put in, you get the same level of performance, which is poor.
Yeah, I mean, what we were just saying about pressing, that's tactical. But then there's certain aspects, like when we had the 4-2-3-1 and we were pressing, Greenwood's job then is you start in line with between the centre-back and the midfielder. Do not let that pass go from their centre-back to their midfielder. Force it wide, and as soon as it goes wide, you go. He wasn't blocking the passing lane to start, he was starting wide. Every time it goes straight into Gundogan, they're through our front four straight away. That is coaching. You should know, it's the basic stuff of pressing. I've literally did a session on this last night with my team. You make sure you block the passing lane first, then you go. And then you look at, Ollie's come out after the game, he said, we weren't passing as well as them, we weren't making angles for each other, we weren't sort of at the right distances. What are you doing in training? That is what you do. Anyone that's trained in football, possession training, which is presumably, I don't know what else you do, because you're not going to train without a ball, are you?
Exactly.
But like, your job is find angles for each other, get at the right distances.
And he says that after every game, almost like, I mean, we wasn't this, we wasn't that. It's almost like he highlights his own faults in explaining why we're so bad. But it leads to him.
Everything leads to him. It's at the point now, genuinely, where you can ask about how many players are making mistakes, and you can say all the reports that came out that most of the dressing room don't back him, bar the English core. It's because if the players are following your instructions, they're not working, and if the players on the pitch aren't following your instructions, they're playing every week. So either way, it's either bad coaching or really weak management, and both fingers are pointing at Ole. It's every single way you look at it, it comes back to the manager, and I can't believe the arrogance that coaching team have to think there's nothing wrong and they can keep trotting the same stuff out every week. It's the audacity to not hire an experienced coach on the training ground. Mike Phelan's come in, Ole, and his condition to Ole when he took the job was, I don't want to do anything on the training ground. So his training ground team is Kieran McKenna, who reports are now coming out saying is better suited to working with younger players. Michael Carrick, who's been doing it for about 3 years. Eric Ramsey, the set-piece coach, who, by the way, were the only team so far in the league to have not scored from a set-piece, excluding penalties. And we're conceding from set-pieces like you wouldn't believe. I don't know what that coaching team is, but it's the arrogance that they've got to not hire anyone experienced and to say, we're good enough, we'll keep doing this. 5 at the back, 4 at the back, whatever it is. You see good managers, they can change the system because the principles are in place. The basics are there. They can play football, they can pass and move. You don't see that. Today, it's like any good team, they pass the ball to the next player, and whilst that pass is happening, the next movement's already happening. We don't move until the pass has gone into the player until they control it, because we don't trust them to control it. And you don't trust them to control it because we can't pass the ball on the floor. They're bouncing 4 times before they've got there. It's horrendous. Any way you look at it, communication's terrible, tactically terrible, technically terrible, and I think that's basically the only ways I'm going to look at it. Psychologically, as soon as they go a goal down, terrible as well. That's it.